Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 728, which means that this project is ongoing by 728 days consecutively without any day off or slip up or cheat day. So every single day I wrote the blog post and recorded podcast episode, which is kind of achievement, I think, but it's more personal achievement because this is like a accountability tool for me to sustain a certain routine across every single day. But having you as watchers, listeners, and readers makes it worthy, makes it pleasant, and just better, because otherwise it would be just a lone project and a very lonely road. So thank you very much for staying with me, and if you're new to the channel or to the whole project, I hope you will stay with me, albeit it's not the sexiest, I would say, or most entertaining thing. It's just a journal, so I write and blog about or vlog about every day of our life here in Donegal area in Ireland. And recently, in the recent months, I think a lot is covered by the updates about our business, small business that we started. And we struggle across sometimes these are like everything, upsides and downsides. So if you're interested in that, keep listening. Because today is Sunday, I will be updating you about the day before, which was Saturday. And it's no secret, as I wrote in the blog post already, that this week was terribly quiet. And we suspect the reasons might be different. Obviously, it's probably the combination of many different things, but first it's start of school, so a lot of people that normally would come either go to schools or prep for university, or are basically parents that have their heads focused on very different things, so they obviously don't think about sauna as something important, as important as the other things, and that's understandable. Also, some people suggested that a lot of families just basically drained their money reserves or budget reserves for holidays, so now they are recovering in September, which also makes sense. And then obviously it's a shift of different mindset and different type of life style, because the last 2 months, July and August, were typical holiday months, so now the mindset and lifestyle shift towards work, even though people were working obviously across holidays or across the summertime, but it's always a slightly different thing because people have holidays during that period or take holidays during that period. They go somewhere out and relax a bit, but now they need to get back to that full work mode in September, with obviously some exceptions where people take holidays in September. So it's dead quiet. We had very low revenue week, probably the worst so far since we started operating in Rosnala. And we were keeping fingers crossed for the weekend to pick up and at least give us some hope to get at least a quarter, maybe third of average week at least. So it ends up at least, with a little disappointment. And we started Saturday with a morning drive. Weather was a bit miserable. It was raining, it was windy, and we dragged Julian for the morning deploy as well. So we went all family out. We got some sweets and coffee. But the only benefit of that morning deploy was that Julian and Elizabeth went for a walk. And, we got a bit of fresh air, but overall, morning was a dead zone. 0 interest, 0 revenue. So that was really disappointing. And we left home. Well, we left the beach towards home. Julian stayed to play a little bit of Xbox, and he decided that he would do himself some meal, while Elizabeth and myself, we drove towards Bundoran, to the place that we were recently with Julian. It's like a small takeaway place called Mama Rosa's. I think they're either Italians or maybe Spanish people that have it, and our meals were just average, while Elizabeth was surprised with the burger. So I decided to go for it with Elizabeth and take one of her burgers. It was good. It was fresh and it was nice. I think I wrote in the blog that it was about solid 5 or 6 out of 10. So not the best, not the worst, but decent enough to fulfill, the hunger, but also be on the healthier side, because, as I said, it was fresh meat, fresh veg, and not too much sauce, so you're not actually consuming too much sauce. And then we came back home, and I went for the evening deploy with just a single booking, but for some reason, as I drove into the beach and had a bit of a quiet hour, and the first booking, so 2 people shown up, other people started pouring in, and suddenly the sauna was full. It was a nice buzz, a lot of people going in and out and having a chat and laughing. And in the end, after the sunset, when it was dusky, I also saw a friend of ours that we met when we were starting the sauna business here at Rosnala, and he came with the family. They weren't at Rosnala for about 2 weeks, I believe, so it was nice to see them have a chat. And they used the sauna after dark, which was another kind of nice and pleasant experience to serve them. And I returned home with a slight smile on my face, because I knew that we repaired that revenue a little bit that Saturday evening, albeit it was low-key. It wasn't the worst, so not a bad thing. And today, I will be updating about today in tomorrow's episode, so thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening. I appreciate your time every time you come here and listen, watch, read the blog. It's always appreciated. So stay tuned and see you again tomorrow.